The Greek diaspora or Hellenic diaspora, also known as Omogenia, refers to the communities of Greek people living outside the traditional Greek homelands, but more commonly in other parts of the Balkans, in southern Russia and Ukraine, Asia Minor, the region of Pontus, as well as Eastern Anatolia and neighbouring Georgia and the South Caucasus. Members of the diaspora can be identified as those who themselves, or whose ancestors, migrated from the Greek homelands. The Greek diaspora is one of the oldest and historically most significant in the world, with an almost unbroken presence from Homeric times to present. Examples of its influence range from the instrumental role played by Greek expatriates in the emergence of the Renaissance, various liberational and nationalist movements implicated in the dismantling of the Ottoman Empire, to commercial developments like the commissioning of the world's first supertankers by shipping magnates Aristotle, Onassis and Stavros Niarchos. History Ancient times In ancient times, the trading and colonizing activities of the Greek tribes from the Balkans and Asia Minor spread people of Greek culture, religion and language around the Mediterranean and Black Sea basins, establishing Greek city-states in Sicily, southern Italy, northern Libya, eastern Spain, the south of France, and the Black Sea coasts. Greeks founded more than 400 colonies. Alexander the Great's conquest of the Achaemenid Empire marked the beginning of the Hellenistic period, which was characterized by a new wave of Greek colonization in Asia and Africa, with Greek ruling classes established in Egypt, Southwest Asia and Northwest India. Many Greeks migrated to the new Hellenistic cities founded in Alexander's wake, as far away as what are now Uzbekistan, the northern Indian subcontinent, and Kuwait. The Hellenistic cities of Seleucia, Antioch and Alexandria were among the largest cities in the world during Hellenistic and Roman times. Under the Roman Empire, movement of people spread Greeks across the empire, and in the eastern territories Greek became the lingua franca rather than Latin. The Roman Empire became Christianized in the 4th century AD, and in the late Byzantine period, practice of the Greek Orthodox form of Christianity became a defining hallmark of Greek identity. Middle Ages. In the 7th century, Emperor Heraclius adopted medieval Greek as the official language of the Byzantine Empire. Greeks continued to live around the Levant, Mediterranean and Black Sea, maintaining a Greek identity amongst local populations as traders, officials and settlers. Soon after, the Arab Islamic Caliphate conquered the Levant, Egypt, North Africa and Sicily from the Byzantine Greeks during the Byzantine-Euro-Arab Wars. The Greek populations generally remained in these areas of the Caliphate and helped translate ancient Greek works into Arabic, thus contributing to early Islamic philosophy and science in medieval Islam, which in turn contributed to Byzantine science. Members of the Greek diaspora living under Islamic rule occasionally converted to Islam, most notably Al-Khazni in the 12th century. Fall of Byzantium and exodus to Italy. After the Byzantine-Euro-Ottoman Wars, which resulted in the fall of Constantinople in 1453 and the Ottoman Empire's conquest of Greek lands, many Greeks fled Constantinople and found refuge in Italy, bringing with them many ancient Greek writings that had been lost in the West. These helped contribute to the European Renaissance. Most of these Greeks settled in Venice, Florence and Rome. Fall of the Empire of Trebizond and exodus to Russia and Georgia. Between the fall of the Empire of Trebizond to the Ottomans in 1461 and the Second Russo-Turkish War in 1828-29, many thousands of Pontic Greeks migrated or fled from the Pontic Alps and Eastern Anatolia to the southern areas of the Russian Empire, Russian-occupied Georgia, and later the Russian province of Kars Oblast in the South Caucasus. Many Pontic Greeks fled their homelands in Pontus and northeastern Anatolia to settle in these areas so as to avoid Ottoman reprisals after having collaborated with Russian armies that had invaded eastern Anatolia in several of the Russo-Turkish wars from the late 18th to the early 20th centuries. Others resettled simply to seek new opportunities in trade, mining, and farming, or in the church, military, and state bureaucracy of the Russian Empire. Modern times. Ottoman Empire. Greeks were spread through many provinces of the Ottoman Empire and took a major role in its economic life, particularly through the Phanariates, who emerged as a class of moneyed ethnically Greek merchants in the latter half of the 16th century and went on to exercise great influence in the administration in the Ottoman Empire's Balkan domains in the 18th century, some of them settling in the territory of the present-day Romania and considerably influencing its political and cultural life. Other Greeks settled outside their homelands in the southern Balkans to areas further north through service in the Orthodox Church or as a result of population transfers and massacres by the Ottoman authorities following Greek rebellions against Ottoman rule or suspected Greek collaboration with Russia in the many Russo-Turkish wars fought between 1774 and 1878. The areas most affected by such population upheavals lay in Greek Macedonia, where the large, indigenous Ottoman Muslim population could easily be used to form local militias to harass and exact revenge on the Greek-speaking Christian Orthodox population, often forcing the inhabitants of entire rural districts, particularly in the more vulnerable lowland areas, to abandon their homes. An even more large-scale movement of Greek-speaking peoples in the Ottoman period was of Pontic Greeks from northeastern Anatolia to Georgia and parts of southern Russia, particularly the province of Kars Oblast in the South Caucasus, following the short-lived Russian occupation of Erzurum and the surrounding region during the 1828-29 Russo-Turkish War. An estimated one-fifth of Pontic Greeks left their homeland in the mountain uplands of northeast Anatolia in 1829 as refugees, following the Tsarist army as it withdrew back into Russian territory, since many had collaborated with or fought in the Russian army against the Muslim Ottomans as a means of regaining territory for Christian Orthodoxy. The Pontic Greek refugees who settled in Georgia and the South Caucasus assimilated with pre-existing communities of Caucasus Greeks, while those who settled in the Ukraine and southern Russia came to make up a sizable proportion of the population of cities such as Mariupol, but in general assimilated and intermarried with their fellow Christian Orthodox Russians and continued to participate in further Russo-Turkish wars through service in the Tsarist army. 19th century, during and after the Greek War of Independence, Greeks of the diaspora were important in establishing the fledgling state, raising funds and awareness abroad and in several cases serving as senior officers in Russian armies that fought against the Ottomans as a means of helping liberate Greeks still living under Ottoman subjugation in Macedonia, Epirus, and Thrace. Greek merchant families already had contacts in other countries and during the disturbances many set up home around the Mediterranean, Russia, and Britain from where they traded, typically in textiles and grain. Businesses frequently comprised the whole extended family, and with them they brought schools teaching Greek and the Greek Orthodox Church. As markets changed and they became more established, some families grew their operations to become shippers, financed through the local Greek community, notably with the aid of the Rally of Aliano brothers. With economic success, the diaspora expanded further across the Levant, North Africa, India and the USA. In fact, many leaders of the Greek struggle for liberation from Ottoman Macedonia and other parts of the southern Balkans with large Greek populations still under Ottoman rule had close links with these same Greek trading and entrepreneurial families, who continued to fund the Greek liberation struggle against the Ottomans and the policy of creating a Greater Greece. After the Treaty of Constantinople, the political situation stabilized somewhat, and some of the displaced families moved back to the newly independent country to become key figures in cultural, educational and political life, especially in Athens. Finance and assistance from overseas were channeled through these family ties, and helped provide institutions such as the National Library, and sent relief after natural disasters. 20th century. In the 20th century, many Greeks left the traditional homelands for economic reasons, resulting in large migrations from Greece and Cyprus to the United States, Great Britain, Germany, Belgium, Australia, Canada, Georgia, Armenia, Italy, Russia, Chile, Argentina, Mexico and South Africa, especially after World War II, the Greek Civil War and the Turkish invasion of Cyprus in 1974. After World War I, most Greeks living in the territory of modern Turkey were forced or coerced into leaving their homes as part of the population exchange programs between Turkey and Greece. Many came to modern Greece, but the Russian Empire was also a major destination. After the Greek Civil War, many communist Greeks and their families were forced to flee to neighbouring Yugoslavia and the Soviet-dominated states of Eastern Europe, especially the USSR and Czechoslovakia. Hungary even founded a whole new village, Beloyanis, for Greek refugees, while a large concentration of such Greeks were resettled in the former Sudeten German region of northern Czechoslovakia centered around Krnov. Another country to admit Greeks in large numbers was Sweden, where today over 15,000 Greek-Swedish descendants live. While many immigrants returned later, these countries still have numerous first- and second-generation Greeks who maintain their traditions. The Arab nationalism of President Nasser of Egypt led to the expulsion of a large Greek population from that country in the 1950s. Until that point, Alexandria had been an important center of Greek culture since antiquity, with the business life of the city dominated by Greeks. With the fall of communism in Eastern Europe and the USSR, numbers of Greeks of the diaspora whose Greek ancestry was removed for many generations, immigrated to modern Greece's main urban centers of Athens and Thessaloniki, and also to Cyprus. Movements from Georgia were most numerous. The term Pontic Greeks is used to refer to Greek-speaking communities who originate in the Black Sea region, but particularly from the Trebizond region, Pontic Alps, Eastern Anatolia, Georgia and the former Russian South Caucasus province of Kars Oblast. After 1919-23, most of these Pontic Greek and Caucasus Greek communities resettled in Greek Macedonia or joined other Greek communities in southern Russia and Ukraine. Greek nationality. Any person who is ethnically Greek born outside Greece may become a Greek citizen through naturalization, providing he/she can prove a parent or grandparent was born as a national of Greece. The Greek ancestor's birth certificate and marriage certificate are required, along with the applicant's birth certificate, and the birth certificates of all generations in between until the relation between the applicant and the person with Greek citizenship is proven. Greek citizenship is acquired by birth by all persons born in Greece, and all persons born to at least one parent who is a registered Greek citizen. People born out of wedlock to a father that is a Greek citizen and a mother that is a non-Greek automatically gain Greek citizenship if the father recognizes them as his child before they turn 18. Today, important centers of the Greek diaspora today are the New York City, Boston, and Chicago metropolitan areas, as well as London, Melbourne, Sydney, Montreal, and Toronto. The SAE, World Council of Hellenes Abroad, is a dependency of the Greek Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and has compiled several studies on the Greeks of the diaspora. The total number of Greeks living outside Greece in Cyprus today is a contentious issue. Where census figures are available, it shows around 3 million Greeks outside Greece in Cyprus. Estimates provided by the Council of Overseas Greeks SA put the figure at around 7 million worldwide. The Greek diaspora is also very active as a lobby defending Greek interests, especially in the USA. Integration, intermarriage and loss of the Greek language also influence the definition and self-definition of Greeks of the diaspora. To learn more about how factors such as intermarriage and assimilation influence self-identification among young Greeks in the diaspora, and help clarify the estimates of Greeks in the diaspora, the Next Generation Initiative is currently conducting an academically supervised research study that began in the United States in 2008. Demographics. Notable Greeks of the diaspora, notable people of the Greek diaspora. See also, Antiochian Greeks, Carpathian Greek, Caucasus Greeks, Chian diaspora, Church of Greece, Cypriot Orthodox Church, Ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople, Grecka Opratia, Greek Australian, Greek American, Greek Byzantine Catholic Church, Greek Canadians, Greek colonies, Greek Muslims, Greek Mexican, Greek Orthodox Church of Alexandria, Greek Orthodox Church of Antioch, Greek Orthodox Church of Jerusalem, Greek Calabrian dialect, Greeks, Greeks in France, Greeks in Great Britain, Greeks in New Zealand, Greeks in the Netherlands, Greco language, Greco people, Hellenistic civilization, list of Greek Americans, Magna Graecia, Orthodox Church in America, Pontic Greeks, SAE, World Council of Hellenes Abroad. References. External links: General Secretariat for Greeks Abroad, Greek Ministry of Foreign Affairs.